Please welcome Martha Tillson, a representative of the December class of 2017. Martha is a social work and psychology double major in the College of Social Work from Lexington, Kentucky.
Thank you, President Capilouto, trustees, faculty, families, and fellow graduates. I only have 5 minutes. Clearly, that is not enough time to explain the meaning of life, the secret of happiness, or how to find your passion. But as with all things, we work with what we have. Instead, I will tell you a story. I graduated from high school 13 and a half years ago. I tried college a few times unsuccessfully and gave up on finishing my degree after a few sporadic semesters. Disillusioned with higher education, I instead spent the better part of 8 years hitchhiking around the country with my dog, living out of a backpack, panhandling, and playing music on street corners to support myself. I slept under bridges and bushes. When it snowed, I froze. When it rained, everything I owned in the world got wet. Every day, I would get into cars with strangers. These strangers were often very different from myself. I'd been picked up by a middle-aged Russian truck driver who did long hauls cross-country with his cat and was convinced he knew the formula for picking winning lottery tickets. I've ridden with an Olympic gold medalist swimmer who was traveling around Texas giving motivational speeches to military personnel. I've gotten rides from mothers with children, blue-collar workers, elderly couples, drug dealers, other more legitimate businessmen, teenagers, and even a few police officers. In America, we value self-sufficiency. Most of the time, we try to keep ourselves and our families in a position where we don't need to ask others for help. While this is admirable, it is also unreasonable. Everyone needs a little help once in a while. I spent years asking for help every day in each state of the continental US. Do you know what happened? I was hungry, but I never starved. I was cold, but I never froze. I waited by the side of the road for days sometimes, but someone always pulled over eventually. I survived, and I survived because people are kind and generous. They were willing to take risks to be kind by letting a stranger in their car. They were willing to inconvenience themselves, driving miles out of their way to drop me at an exit with a truck stop rather than in the middle of nowhere. I disagreed with many of these people. I did not share their political or religious beliefs, their lifestyle choices, their ethics, or their priorities. But I admired every one of them because, in spite of these differences, they were kind to me. It was humbling to see that level of empathy across every possible permutation of race, ethnicity, gender, nationality, sexuality, socioeconomic status, age, and ability. We're all different, but we can always find commonalities. It's up to you what you want to focus on. What makes us different, or what makes us the same? What you disagree with, or what you admire? Whenever I tell people about these experiences, they inevitably ask me, "Weren't you scared?" Sometimes, yes. But I'll tell you what was much scarier: coming back to college to finish my degree. Compared to the majority of students that I saw, I felt old and behind. I wasn't sure if I would remember how to take a standardized test or format papers in APA or write a professional email. I felt uncomfortable and lost and terrified that I might fail. So once again, I asked for help. I asked my parents and my partner for moral support. I asked professors to read over papers a week before they were due. I asked for grant money and scholarship money. Over and over again, I asked for the chance to prove myself. And something amazing happened. I started to feel like I belonged. I began to see what I had in common with others around me instead of what made us different. My cohort in the College of Social Work shares my passion for social justice. My colleagues at the Center on Drug and Alcohol Research share my work ethic and professional goals. With every student at this university, I have shared the experience of stress over papers and exams. Now, with all of you, I share the honor and the privilege of achieving a degree from the University of Kentucky. No matter what age you are, college is hard. Don't let anyone tell you sitting here today that you have done anything less than amazing. Often we do not realize the importance and magnitude of our accomplishments until after they're already done. So please, take a moment now to appreciate yourselves. Think about where you were, who you were when you first came to UK, and think about yourself now and all the places you will go from here. Every experience we have impacts us in some way. It can be profound or minute, obvious or invisible, but we carry those experiences with us. The first time I attempted to go to college, I gave up. But if I had not done that, I would not have ended up in Lexington. Without that failure, I would not have experienced the growth that I have undergone these past few years. I would not have chosen a career in substance abuse research, and I would never have found UK, which has become my home. As one lonely individual getting in and out of strangers' cars, passing briefly through their lives, I can say that each of those strangers has had an impact on who I am today. In the years that I have spent at UK, however, I have become part of a community. Communities are even more powerful than individuals, and this community has taught me so much about who I am, what I value, and what I can accomplish. I hope UK has done the same for all of you. Class of December 2017, I will say this: you will fail at times, but please, fail shamelessly. Failure will teach you, will change you, and sometimes lead you to unexpected and wonderful places. I encourage all of you to give up sometimes and try something different, and to ask for help, especially when it scares you. To all of you here today, thank you for sharing this journey with me, and congratulations.
Martha, thank you for sharing your story and your words of wisdom and inspiration.
And now, bachelor degrees in the College of Social Work will be presented.
Martha D. Tillson. Grace Marie Nadler.